All right. Well, Nick mentioned GCW, and we've known you for, like we said at the outset, a little over a year now. All the independent wrestling we cover, the only time I've ever seen you wrestle was the clusterfuck last year when you came out to New Jack's theme, paying homage to him, and then got in there doing your thing. And I remember Natural Born Killers hit, and I'm like, wait a minute, who's coming out to this? New Jack is dead. Like, what the hell? And then we saw the tag Nasty Leroy, and me and the guy that I was doing the commentary with at the time for our watch along stream, we were like, oh shit, it's Leroy. So I say that to say, since you're not on a whole lot of the GCW shows for whatever reason, where can people find you these days? I know you do 1FW, but talk about some of the other companies that you work at or for or have worked for where people can, try to find some nasty Leroy matches.
Okay, so Nash Leroy matches is like scattered all over. Um, most of my stuff is on Triller, but some of my stuff is on YouTube.
Well, for
Uh,
however long
but
Triller lasts now, right? Like
yeah,
Triller seems to be a sinking ship. So how much longer will Leroy matches be
I,
on Triller?
I don't know. I don't know. I like have like 4 or 5 matches that are on Triller. Oh, not Triller, but on YouTube. Um, so okay, I would say talk about the companies I have worked for, but before I do, I like to preference that I'm strictly one fall right now because, and this is not a shot to anybody or whatever. It's just been strategic of like not because I'm not getting booked any places, but like I'm in a stage in my career right now where I'm not going to just like and this is also the GCW and this is no disrespect to Brat, but like if you're not making a priority to get me travel or you're not making a priority if you want to book me but you don't want to pay for the travel, I'm not coming over there. Like I used to fly for places and I'm not doing that shit no more. Like it doesn't get
Yeah.
me. It doesn't get me in the momentum. Like yeah, when I was first breaking out with Joey and stuff, yeah, I would fly myself out. I would do all that stuff. It's kind of like the tryout theory. I have this theory with tryouts where I've done so many tryouts where if you really wanted me, you could get in contact with me. That's how I feel. And like I used to not feel that way. I used to be like my friend would used to tell me like you gotta want to make you want them and they're gonna make it come to you and I used to be like no I gotta hit them up but every time I hit them up it's on red or they seen it and we're not going through that I'm not
Yeah.
going through that anymore so I always tell people like if you want Ash Leroy or the future character that I'm working on uh if you want that person you can contact me and I used to have a manager. Well, my manager was my friend. We're not working together because I fucked up. But I currently do my own stuff right now. Um, and if you want to hit me up, you can hit me up. But
Now, now before you go on, does that extend to things like WrestleMania week? Because like I said, I noticed you were on the show last year, but I didn't see you on too many shows for WrestleMania this year. And we were out there for Mania this year, myself and my buddy Walter.
yeah,
So, like, do you
WrestleMania week.
travel? Are you still down to travel for like WrestleMania week type of stuff to try to get yourself multiple bookings, for that week, or you still hold to that? If you want me, you know where to find me.
I still hold to that mantra because like that was like when Mania week and after Mania week if you really wanted like and this is how and this sounds like conky whatever but it's like tried and true like what I realized Mania week before Mania Week, people, when I was hot, right, when I was like the hottest thing going on the Indies, people would contact me like weeks before and be like, Leroy, we want you to come here, and we want you to come here, and this, da, da, da. It'd be like multiple promotions contacting me, and then I would accept the booking, but then we would talk payment and all that kinds of stuff, and then most of the time it was like, you know what, I'll go half on it. We'll split travel and stuff like that, and I would like pay for my flight mostly for Mania weekend, mostly with GCW and other promotions and stuff. Because I always thought it was a good, I don't want to. So the whole thing I got from Joey was you don't want to charge too. Yeah, I don't. You don't want to overcharge, but you don't want to charge too much. So I didn't overcharge. I even actually would tell people, hey, we can work out something like the getting the lowest flight of um of my travel. And I normally used to then talk about this shit on public, but it needs to be known going forward, because I want people, if you're promoting, you look at this and you're thinking like, oh, you're too good to work this place, or you're no, it's not. It's just I've gotten like a real, it's funny, a real nasty reality of, if you really wanted me, you would get me though. Like, if you wanted to bring me in, you could, and I would travel by car. I would travel by plane, and it even happens on Mania weekend. Like even before Mania weekend, people was like, "Oh, Leroy, we want you to come in. All right, we'll pay you this, but you got to get your own flight." And I'd be like, "All right, cool." But then at the same time, bro, this is like when I was making good money, and I'm still making good money, but this is like when I was really, really making good money in the pandemic. So I wouldn't mind getting a flight or whatever. So it'd be all right. It's not as much as I used to be making now, but I'm still making a good amount of money of multiple incomes that I have. But I'm not gonna like, if you uh, this is the whole thing I use. If you're flying in Shotzi Blackheart, right, and I get it, she's a TV star, all that kind of, that's totally different, right? If you're following, we use these three people. If you're following in Shotzi, if you're bringing in Effie, if you're bringing in Joey, if you're in you like, oh, you know what, you could get a flight, Leroy, then you really don't value me as a commodity that you think you say you do. And to be honest, I'm not going to just settle for just being somebody's third or fourth choice, of like, I have to get I have to get this, like I'm like 3 years in. I'm going in my 11th year of my career as like, going to, I'm in my 10th year, 10th year going to my 11th year, and it's going to a point where I gotta know my value somehow, like, people be like, I'm not gonna, and I really hate going over like business stuff, but this has to get out there. I'm not paying you $100 and stuff,
Mm.
but you'll pay other people like Matt Car. Let's get to that. Matt Cardona got paid $2,000 on GCW shows, and you don't want to pay me $100. What the fuck? I would at least get $100, bro. Like, you paying, I get it, TV star, all this other stuff, but you don't want to pay me at least $100, dog. But you're just doing clusterfuck stuff, and you're just this, and you should appreciate where you should be on the card, and you should just take this. Nah, fam, we ain't on that shit no more. Cause then I'm barely getting on shows. I'm a per appearance wrestler at the most, but I'm like the Undertaker in these pieces. I'm like Roman Reigns in these pieces. What's the Undertaker? I'm like, you only appear once in a while, so you can't pay me $100 just because of that. Nah,
Fuck
this is
out of here.
yeah, bro. Like I just feel like I just realized that other people can work. You can know other people's worth. You can pay this person there. And shout out to Shotzi Blackheart. You can play all these people that either come on the independents or are independent names. But I gotta get like $50 and like that shit. Or not even 50, get 30, get 20. Or sometimes not even forget to pay me. Forget that, oh, well, Leroy, you just did a match and you're paying cheeseburger more than me. What's the disrespect at the most thing? I'm not gonna say who promotes or who did that, but they know who they are. Like,
Mm.
like
Talk to them, buddy. Talk to them.
I think I was more mad at that than anything. You gonna pay a fucking rat bastard who he comes in once every while. I'm waving the flag for your promotion. I'm wearing the hoodies. I'm promoting your place. Ain't nobody on a roster other than the two people that wrestle there regularly promoting. So I get the blue end of the stick. How does that sound? Maybe it sounds egotistical. Maybe this is my quote unquote heel turn in the industry and I'm becoming better.
Oh,
But I'm not. I'm just saying
Ah,
the facts.
yeah. I don't take it as a heel turn, bro. Like you said it during that little tirade there. It's knowing your value, knowing your worth,
yeah, 100%.
you know, and betting on yourself. And it's something that, you know, you brought him up when in a way to diss, but Cardona bet on himself, knew what his value was,
Mm-hmm.
made sure he got that value. Cody knew his worth, knew what his value was. He wasn't going to settle for Stardust bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
He knew you know your value, your worth. You know, if other people don't see that, that's on them. You know, it's the same thing with us and our little crew here, the Simply Reliable Studios.
Mm.
I know our value. I know what we can be. I've seen it for the last 5 years, but
Mm.
it's really started rolling this last since January. You know,
Right.
this year, my boy here says it all the time to the point
Mm.
where fans have gotten tired of it. It's almost become a catchphrase. 2026 is our year. If you ain't on the train, I don't know what to tell you at this point.
Right.
Mm.
You know, so I totally get, you know, you got fired up there and I love that passion